Hello everyone, I'm Serena Fazan of the Serena Fazan Network, brought to you by Red House Streaming. We are committed to helping those impacted by Hurricane Ian. You can see the unprecedented damage caused after Ian made landfall just short of a Category 5 storm. So many lost their lives. Thousands are without homes as a massive recovery mission is underway. We are teaming up with the Red Cross. Please join us in this rebuilding effort. It's as simple as scanning the QR code or following the link below. Stay safe.
Dating in America is brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source.
This month's Gems with Them birthstones to make perfect gifts.
October has two spectacular birthstones, opal and tourmaline. Both have endless color combinations and beautiful coloring characteristics.
To learn more, visit our website or come see us at the Gold and Diamond Stores.
It's the good, the bad,
Possibly a murderer?
and the funny of the single scene.
Yeah, you young people don't talk about that.
Listen,
I want just the text back.
laugh, and get your love life on track. This is Dating in America with Serena Fazan.
Hi everyone, I am Serena Fazan and welcome to Dating in America, a show that explores all aspects of love, including single struggles and what about, in this day and age, navigating social media. Today, these two lovelies in the studio, 23-year-old Lauren Scott, 23, everybody knows on the record how much I love the number 23, and Shara Hardy, 25 years old. Thank you guys so much for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so you guys did not physically meet each other until you came into our studios.
Yes.
But you belong to the same social media website or Facebook page.
Yep.
Yes. All right. Lauren, why don't you share the name of that page?
So it's called Are We Sharing Boyfriends or Are We Dating the Same Guy?
Are we dating the same guy? Are we sharing boyfriends? Oh my gosh. Okay. Tell us more about it.
So basically, girls will post pictures and screenshots of guys that they're talking to or are planning to go on a date with to see if any other girls have had experiences with them. And a lot of girls usually have had experiences with the same guy and will give the tea. And usually there's a lot of horror stories, not gonna lie. And it's kind of scary how bad guys are out there.
Okay.
So it's rough.
Okay, we're going to talk about that. We're going to expand on that. But Shara, you tell us, you also joined this site. And how do you feel about it?
It's really messy. There's a lot going on there. I personally have not posted anything in there, but when I first moved out here, I was talking to somebody or dating them kind of seriously, and then because of the distance, we had stopped talking. So I downloaded Hinge for 1 month, and I deleted it very quickly because there's not good people in there. But I saw the group on there, and I was like, I should join this just in case to see, like, in case I do decide to go back on these dating apps, you know, if other people are having experiences with these people, because mine have been pretty bad since I've moved to Florida.
Really? Okay, so now you are from the Philadelphia area originally. You're from Massachusetts originally, and you both have found homes here. So when you talk about this, are the guys dogs?
Yes.
They're terrible. The comments are so shocking. I'm like, I can't believe these people are going through this. Some of the people are married, they have kids, they're like lying about things, they ghost people. It's a lot of bad stuff on that page I've seen, yeah.
What have you seen, Lauren, in addition to this?
Basically, just all of that. A lot of people have had horror stories of just them being aggressive also on dates, which is kind of scary. I thankfully have never had that, but a lot of guys seem to be aggressive and very pushy towards girls, which I don't like.
You know, so I do want to share our producers. We did invite some guys, you know, to come on the show, and they said, no, not this one. But we're inviting you guys to come on to react because we would like for you to come on the show and talk about this. Because do you feel that then a lot of guys are dating the same girls?
A lot of people are on the same social networks. I feel like having those same dating apps, it's not hard to run across the same people. Like I'm really in shock, honestly, on the page, how many people, there's like a good 5 to 10 people on most of the things. And they're like, yeah, I've seen this guy, I've dated him, I've talked to him on Hinge or this social network. I'm like, so you guys are just serial daters. You're just out there dating everybody you see. This is crazy.
So have either of you then dated the same guy? I know we talked before the show that you both have not dated the same guy.
Right.
But have you seen guys on there that you've dated and they're dating somebody else?
No, luckily.
Yeah, I've only seen people that I had matched with and talked with a little bit, but I never had met them, and I just put my little comments down on the post, be like, oh, I talked to them, like they were weird, creepy. I was just like fizzled out, just like put my little comment. But I don't think I have actually gone on a date with anyone that someone has posted.
So this Facebook group, it's a private group, right? How many members are on this group, in this group?
5 to 8,000. We're both in 2 separate groups.
Yeah.
One of them is a little smaller than the other one, but I think like the first one I joined was around 5. The other one's definitely closer to 10,000. There's a lot of women in there. Yeah.
So on that, do you think it's a good idea to have these type of groups, and why?
I think it's good just so people are aware and to catch these men who are, you know, saying that they're just talking to one person, or who are married and have kids or engaged or something like that. But also I feel like it can just be very negative at the same time, and now everyone hates men. But it definitely has its pros.
What about you, Shara? What are you thinking?
Some of the prerequisites before joining, they have like certain questions, and like I think some of the rules on most of them are, this is not a we hate men group, or we're not trying to hate on men. It's more so to protect women, because unfortunately there are a lot of negative situations. A lot of men do lie, or they're not honest about what's going on or how they're dating. So I think it's a great thing to have. It just needs to be monitored. You don't want to, like, you know, discourage everybody from dating, because honestly, I'm not gonna lie, after I looked at it, I have not been dating for the past couple months. I've been like intentionally not dating and just working on myself, and it's making me not want to go back out there with some of the things I'm seeing on there. So
Really?
yeah,
Really?
it's really discouraging. I'm like, these people, because it's hard to meet people organically. I would say that in our generation, a lot of people are on dating apps. Like I mentioned before, I've only used dating apps twice in my life. Once was in college, and then once was when I moved out here. And both of them, I only had it for a month because I felt like I had met good people. So I was like, all right, I've met a few good guys today, we'll see. And then none of them turned out to be good. So I don't know.
Does that make you so sad? So, you know, honestly, like when we're talking about it, and I know, Lauren, what you said, that these Facebook groups aren't meant to be, we hate men, but it does seem a bit discouraging towards guys, right? So do you think that's fair?
It's
No.
fair to the ones that, you know, are doing all this stuff, but definitely not fair to just like overall.
And you have an undergraduate degree, though, in criminal justice, right? So, and I know you're not a lawyer. She's studying cybersecurity, by the way, cybersecurity. But as you go through this growth process and have, you know, gone to college, and, you know, we've seen social media. I mean, it's a monster. What about people just posting about people, though? Does that make you nervous? Because what if somebody posted something about you?
I guess I never think about people posting about me. I don't know, because I know guys probably have similar groups out there. They're probably not as big. I honestly have no clue. But I don't know, that's never really been a worry, just because I don't think I'm usually the problem.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
See, that's why I love this show. And sure, I want you to weigh in on that too, because, you know, we talk about these questions, again, unedited, unscripted. So has that ever been a concern about, you know, for you?
I didn't think about it until recently. I was talking to my one guy friend the other day, and he was saying that when he used to live in DC, he's like, I know those groups exist, and I probably was in one of them. I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's terrible. Why would you? But if I think about it, I would hope that I'm not in any if those groups exist for guys. I don't think I'm usually the problem, but I can say some of the experiences I've had that are negative. I don't think the guys that I've had them with would be in those type of groups, but if they were, they might have posted about me. I don't know. It depends on the experiences. Sort of.
You know, it's just like, I guess, playing devil's advocate, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not defending the guys. You know, of course, I'm a cheerleader of women.
Right.
But it is interesting because sometimes you really don't have control, right, of what is being posted.
Yeah. Right.
And women, I think, in general, we're so blessed in the sense that we can communicate and talk to each other. Or sometimes I feel like, I'm not saying guys don't, but it's just a different approach.
Yeah.
So would you say like these groups then too are therapeutic?
I know for some girls, I think it is therapeutic for them to just let it out. And I know some girls will post, they say, I need advice, and then they write out a whole thing. And then other girls will comment their advice for them. So I think like in that sort of way, it can be therapeutic.
How about you, Shara?
I would say in that sense, yeah. A lot of the women that are in there, even if they're Because a lot of the posts are just like, this was my experience with this person. It's not necessarily that they think somebody else was going through this or that they might be dating someone else. It's like more so of a venting thing. They're just like, in case somebody else comes across him, I don't want you to deal with him. And I think it's good because it warns other women, but also it allows them a space to, talk about what happened.
Right, to be able to communicate it, right? So before we go to the break, how hard is it to join one of these Facebook groups, and are they easy to find?
They're not hard to join at all. Like I said, they have the prerequisite questions that basically just ensure that you're not somebody who's here to cause drama or start mess. As long as you're in there with good intentions and you really want to help the other women that are there, then they let you in.
For people who are watching and might be interested, what's the best way to find them? Do you search it within Facebook, like dating groups, or what's the best way to find them?
I had one of my friends add me to the group because she was in it. So, but I'm sure if you just search it.
Yeah, mine came up as a suggestion because I'm in like some other friend groups for Tampa. I was like, when I moved here, I'm like, I don't know too many people, so I gotta meet people. But
isn't it something though, honestly, and that's a whole other show, right? Like with Facebook or social media, they know exactly what we like or what we're thinking. But that's a whole other show that we'll talk about. But we're gonna go to a break right now, and coming back, we have some questions for the ladies. Stay with us.
Thinking about getting engaged, planning to upgrade your wedding ring, or finally getting that Rolex?
The Golden Diamond Source can help you in many ways.
You can start a layaway plan for only 10% down and 6 monthly payments.
Take advantage of our 3 to 5 year interest-free financing.
Or you can trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase.
Come to the Golden Diamond Source and find that perfect gift for the ones that you love.
This month's Gems with Them birthstones make perfect gifts.
October has 2 spectacular birthstones to commemorate their birthdays, opal and tourmaline. Both have endless color combinations and beautiful coloring characteristics.
The lesser-known tourmaline has a rainbow of beautiful colors. It can display up to 3 colors in a single gem.
Tourmaline is the 8th anniversary stone, and opal is the 14th.
To learn more, visit our website or come see us at the Golden Diamond Source.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Dating in America. We always appreciate the Golden Diamond Source. Don't you guys love watching those commercials and looking at that jewelry though? I know, I love sparkly things. I can't help it. We so appreciate you both being in the studio. Shara Hardy, 25 years old, Lauren Scott, 23 years old. You both actually are transplants, right, to Florida. So we have some questions that we love asking to you. We always come up with some unique questions. But let me ask you, compared to your hometowns, what is it like dating here in the state of Florida?
Exponentially worse.
Really? Exponentially worse?
Really shocking, because if you ask other girls from Philly or other women from Philly, I would say that the men in Philly, they have a very specific mentality, like East Coast guys, people in New York, Baltimore, kind of aggressive per se, but that's not necessarily problems. You could see if they had a group like that for Philly, I'm sure there's a lot of horror stories in there also. But I would say the guys down here, not everybody is from here, but even transplants, there's like a Florida mentality. I don't know if it's related to, like, a lot of people are saying with Tom Brady breaking up with his wife for the divorce, that he's acting different because he's in Florida. I don't know what the vibe is or how to describe it, but it's very different down here.
Really? Yeah. Okay, do you agree with this, Lauren? Like, what is the mentality then? What is it?
For me, I see the mentality is want to have fun, go out, drink all the time, party with the boys, not be settled down. That's the mentality I see down here, and I also think it's worse down here than from Massachusetts, where I'm from.
Do you think the weather has something to do with it?
Yes. No, but it's warm all the time, and I think that people, especially in a city where people are very concerned with how they look, and like Florida in general, Miami, all these other cities, people really care about how they look. A lot of people here, get surgery and all those other things. It's like very common here. I think that people just think they have so many options because they see that in front of them all the time. I think that's more so what it is. And there's a lot of people here from other places, so you get a good mix.
Right, and it's easier to go out in warmer communities because, believe me, I went to college in Chicago. All right, the last thing I want to do is go to the gym or something when it's dead winter. I'm ordering a pizza.
Oh yeah, you just chill inside.
So that's interesting though. So you think weather actually is a factor?
I think so. Yeah.
Exponentially worse though. Sure, I cannot get that phrase out of my head. Exponentially worse?
I'm gonna cringe if I explain any of the things that have happened to me since I've been dating out here. But just know that like all my friends I've talked to and stuff, they're like, your life is like a movie, Char. Like this is crazy. Like I've had a lot of bad experiences.
Leads right into the question. Okay, both of you, what has been your worst experience?
I was just telling Lauren before we started the show that I had a stalker, so I had to relocate. That
Oh my gosh,
I
I'm
originally,
sorry.
when I originally moved here, it was in downtown Tampa, and then now I live in St. Pete. So there was a lot of other issues with the building and my neighbors and stuff, but that was just like the icing on the cake. It was a guy that I met on Hinge. We had dated or went on a few dates back in like November of last year, December. It's very toxic and tumultuous. So we had stopped talking probably like the beginning of January, and then he continued hitting me up on social media, texting me. Like I was leaving him on red, so he knows I was ignoring him. And then he came banging on my door one day at like 3:30 a.m. I'm assuming he was like out in Ybor or something with his friends, thought of me. And the craziest part is that I found out he had proposed to somebody the same week that he came.
Oh no.
He proposed to somebody
He was
the same
engaged.
To somebody,
He must have been having a secret relationship the whole time. I had no clue that he was. So honestly, I could have probably found him on the page.
Probably could have.
Wow, and you know, and that,
Shocking.
and that honestly, I mean, that takes a very serious tone on the show. I certainly hope that. So, did you seek out help with the police? Did you?
I didn't call the police. He hasn't contacted me since that. At first, I was just like ignoring him. My friends were like, maybe you should respond. That'll make him leave you alone. But I was like, if I respond, I'm like, he doesn't really care about boundaries. So, but I did, and he has not contacted me since like the summer. So that's a good thing. So I'm hoping that he doesn't again. But
Well, just so you know, the Tampa Police Department, run by Chief Mary O'Connor, who has been on this show, they are on top of it. And that is a very serious, I know this is a lighthearted show, but that is very serious. And you have a lot of women that, you know, support you and will help you if, God forbid, anything, if you fear danger. Right. Lauren, though, let's talk, what is your absolute worst date?
My worst date, okay, so I don't even think the date was bad per se. Like, oh, okay. So basically, I went on a first date with a guy. We got drinks. He got a little too drunk, and we were walking along the river walk in Tampa, and he fell into the river.
Oh my, okay.
So that's like my only good story. Everyone laughs and dies.
Okay, wait. He fell into the river.
Over the rails. Like, there's rails, and he fell over the rails into the river.
Hopefully, he knew how to swim. Like, how did he get out?
So luckily, there were two other people standing there. I just stood there silent in shock because I didn't know what just happened. But the guy tried to pull him out, but it was too far down, so he couldn't grab him. And then the lady kept saying, we should call 911, and I did not want to cause a scene. So I saw the little life preserver thing, so I told the guy, I was like, okay, grab that, throw it in, drag it to the dock so he can actually get up on the dock himself, and that's what we did. But I just stood there and I was like,
are you kidding me?
I was like, on the first
while a little bit tipsy. Can you imagine?
Maybe just a little bit. So can we assume there was not a second date, or
there was not. He wanted one, and I was like, I think too much of a liability if that happens on the first. I was like, oh no.
When you drink that much, when someone drinks that much,
and
they fall. He didn't. It was just one of those.
Not
he
high
maybe
tolerance,
had like 3 drinks. I definitely had more than him, and I was fine.
Was he just not paying attention? I mean,
he was like pushing himself up onto the rails. I don't know if he was trying to show off in some way, and then the next thing I know, in the corner of my eye, I just see him dive in. I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, here we go.
No. Oh no. And again, needless to say, no second date.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Whoa. So what you guys talked about this a little bit, and you know, we're talking about the Facebook group that you belong to. Are we dating the same guy? I just think that's hilarious, by the way. Are we dating the same guy? And you both touched upon this. Is it really hard to navigate right now you're both in your 20s in this dating world? What's the worst part of it?
Nobody's authentic, and the lack of communication.
Definitely lack of communication.
Yeah, there are some authentic people. It's really hard for people to break down their walls, though. I think our generation just has like a general lack of distrust because of everything, media, all these other things going on. So I think that's part of it. And then I would say, yeah, my worst experiences are just that most men are really terrible communicators, or they choose not to. They could communicate better, but I guess it's easier for them to ghost people, to not explain things.
Yeah.
I'm a really direct person, so a lot of guys definitely don't like dealing with me because I'm there. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I just tell you what it is. So I think people who are scared of those things, or like really authentic relationships, it's really hard for them. It's hard to meet people that are in the same boat that are also authentic, I would say.
So they're not genuine. You don't think they're authentic or genuine. And is it all this communication then, like through the apps and through text? Do you feel people are not communicating as much face to face? Is that one of the problems?
Yes.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely communication because they'll tell me, oh, like we'll go on a date, they'll be like, oh, we had so much fun, like let's plan to do this, this, and this. And then I think the date goes well as well, and then they just ghost out of nowhere. And then they always circle back, so they'll come back around, but I'm like, no, you lost your chance. So
Right. It's like,
Then
don't
they'll
come back to
around
me after,
forever.
like, right. And
If you let them. They don't care about boundaries.
We've had other people on the show, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but we had other people on the show that have said that it just seems like it's so easy to find someone else, or like there's constant
The options.
comparison, the options. But you're saying they oftentimes people do come back.
They do.
they always come back.
They always come back. Spin the block. That's the phrase. That's the phrase the kids are using these days.
Well, let me ask, okay, one of the questions here that Danielle Kelly, our social media producer, you and I love both of my producers, Janae Jefferson, Danielle Kelly, what are you looking for in a partner? What's the first thing you look for in a partner? Look, there's that time. For me,
Well, attraction.
you know,
That's physical, of course.
there's a lot to have, of course, and I always tell my daughter, who's 15 years old, it's much more important to be beautiful on the inside.
Right.
But there is that physical attraction that has to be there. That has to be there. For me, I would say friendship is really important if you know somebody. But so with you guys, you're probably like, oh, listen, we're just trying to get through our first few days. let's like, okay.
Friendship.
So let's not talk about that then. All right. So what is the cringiest? I love that word. I feel like it's so cool. We're using the word cringy. What is the cringiest pickup line that someone has pulled on you?
I don't even know about cringy. They're just overly, guys will just go overly sexual right away,
Really?
Yeah.
all the time. And I'm like, do you really think that's going to get me? Because it's a major turnoff for me.
Yeah.
So,
I'm like, why do
Okay,
you think
give us
that's
an
what I'm interested in?
example. Give us an example if you don't mind. Like, what would you say? Are they like talking about your body, or are they just very aggressive?
either that or they just get right to the point. They're like, I want you to come over and basically just hook up.
First conversation.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
They're creeps.
Like
I'm
right away. And
like, I don't
I
even
either don't
know
respond
you.
or I just say, no, thank you.
I'm like, we have not had a conversation. I don't even know your name. Like,
So how do they ask you guys this? Do they ask this through the dating app? Do they text, or how does it unfold? Please share.
usually in the app. I was
Yeah,
gonna say, I
usually in
mean,
the app before.
like I said, I'm not an expert on these apps because I've only had two. But on Hinge, I was gonna say, I went through a little phase when, I did re-download it, like in the summer, because I was like, I had intentionally have been not dating since May. So like in the summer, I was like, I'm bored, maybe I'll go on a date or something. I deleted it within the day because I rematched with somebody I'd already
no.
matched with, and it didn't work out. And then, yeah, one of the guys at that time, he was just like, yeah, we should hang out today. I was like, maybe in the future once we talk some more. He was like, are you free today? I was like, yeah, no. I just ended the conversation.
So they actually have, I guess, the audacity, I could use that word, that not even to ask you guys on a date.
Yeah,
No.
they just want to go
just
right
want to
for
go
the
hang out. Hang out.
Yeah, hang out. We all know what hang out.
We know what that means.
So when things like this happen, do you believe in true love?
I'm a hopeless romantic. So I'm
am
like,
too.
I know it's out there somewhere. I've just had a lot of terrible experiences. But every time I watch like little rom-coms and stuff,
love
I'm just like
them.
cry. I'm like, this is so cute. I'm like, one of these days.
So I love hearing this because clearly I believe in true love because I have a show on love and dating and relationships. So how do you feel you're going to find that true love? Do you feel there is hope out there of meeting organically? Or do you have hope in dating apps? I mean, do you guys have hope in the dating apps?
I'm never going back on dating apps, but I would say organically, because I actually, before I moved to Florida, I was actually engaged. So we were dating for like 3 years. We're still friends, which is a good thing. Like you said, I actually do agree that friendship is the basis that you need for a good relationship. But, and I think we're still friends because of the fact that we built a good friendship. And I think because we met organically, like I think that makes a big deal. A lot of the people that I've met on, even if it's not a dating app, Twitter, Facebook, they just don't, it's not as authentic. It just doesn't seem to work out. Yeah, it's not the same. I just met him through one of my friends I was working with, so we all hung
love
out
when
one
people
day.
meet through friends.
Yeah.
I love that because you know your friends, and I think coffee shops are a great place to meet.
That's where we
too.
met in Starbucks.
Yeah, sporting events are a great place to meet. So Lauren, how do you feel about that? Do you have hope in dating apps, or do you feel like you can meet somebody organically?
I definitely think that the apps can work because I have a few friends who have found their long-term partner on dating apps, and I see all these stories of dating apps working for people, so I know it can work. but my luck is not working very well
No,
at the
but-
moment. But ideally, I'd like to meet someone organically. It just doesn't happen too often.
But you never know. And I'm telling you, we've had a lot of people on the show that actually did meet through the dating app. So I feel like, you know, it could go either way. Honestly, organically or dating apps. But you both are amazing. Again, 23 years old, you're getting your master's degree. You sure are a graduate of Pepperdine. Yes, I said Pepperdine. And we loved that the two of you met. So what would your message be to other daters out there as we close out the show?
Lauren, you want to go first?
Definitely don't be discouraged. I say still go on dates just so you can meet people. And also I found that going on a lot of dates helps me realize what I do and don't like about a partner in a relationship. So that I think is very helpful.
I love that advice because it can be scary to go out and you get intimidated, but you do if you approach it as, hey, who knows, I might meet a great friend or my partner. What would your advice?
I would say, yeah, being open, not having any expectations. I feel like a lot of the reason things are negative is because both sides have expectations ahead of time without even getting to know a person or meet them. I think just being open to that person, their personality, what they could be in your life. Yeah, not always looking at it as just a dating experience. Because I've met some cool people off those apps too that I haven't dated.
Well, look, we met you guys through social media. Thank you so much. I mean, we joined the group to meet people like you. So thank you so much for coming into the studio. Shara Hardy, Lauren Scott. And I turn to the audience. If you would like to be on the show or if you would like to recommend somebody on one of the shows, please reach out to us. We will get back to you. You can send your ideas to production@redhousestreaming.com. We're also on every social media outlet that you can imagine. And on Roku right now, it's major announcements coming, this year. So thanks so much, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Stay safe, and thanks for joining us.
The Golden Diamond Source has been in business for nearly 4 decades and is one of the largest family-owned jewelry stores in America.
We have the largest selection of white and fancy colored diamonds and gemstones you'll find anywhere.
We also have private areas for VIP viewings.
Only at the Golden Diamond Source.
Hello, everyone. I'm Serena Fazan of the Serena Fazan Network, brought to you by Red House Streaming. We are committed to helping those impacted by Hurricane Ian. You can see the unprecedented damage caused after Ian made landfall just short of a Category 5 storm. So many lost their lives. Thousands are without homes as a massive recovery mission is underway. We are teaming up with the Red Cross. Please join us in this rebuilding effort. It's as simple as scanning the QR code or following the link below. Stay safe.